Watch closely. You're about to experience a nigga moment.
I'm a prison abolitionist. Of course, I want to see prison sentences reduced for all prisoners. That includes people that have been convicted of child sex abuse.
What?
Convicted of child sex abuse.
Stop it. Get some help. It's showtime.
Let's make a deal.
Recently, certain allegations against me have been recycled and put into a very cringe-worthy video by someone who goes under the name Devil's Advocate.
Dude, first of all, the video wasn't cringeworthy. You just don't like it because it targeted you. I showed all my evidence in the video, and anyone can see it from the pastebin link. As a side note, could you please, and I'm just begging you, please take off the fake-ass British accent. You're not from the UK. You are not from Europe. You are from fucking Oregon.
In this video, they use an avatar of sort of generalized representation of what people think the devil may look like.
And as one would expect, I have many different avatars that I utilize because there really is no singular definition or singular description of what the devil looks like. And so as a response to that, I use many different avatars and I've used many different aesthetics and looks to my channel. The name of the channel makes sense because I play Devil's Advocate so often. And aside from that, in case you haven't noticed, I have a fiery temper. So a devil mascot makes perfect sense in this case. I've noticed that you're using a mascot as well, and that is the mascot of the victim. It's only make-believe and pretend. You are not a victim, and you are not innocent.
And they bring a number of allegations that have already been addressed against me in order to discredit my work.
That's bullshit. Stop lying.
Oh, you mean the allegations where you were convicted of stealing someone's credit card and trying to withdraw some money? Because I find that to be really, really odd that so many other people have claimed that you have done the exact same thing. No, Tony Cochran, I think that you are a criminal who has done this multiple times, and yet when it comes to the UK, you just got caught that time. That is not an allegation. You were convicted in a court of law because you are a thief.
I will not sink to the level that these people are sinking to.
That's bullshit.
Oh, but apparently you will sink to the level of wishing that police officers died. You know, some of those police officers are people's fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, cousins, aunts and uncles, friends, wives and husbands. And some of those police officers have left widows behind as they died. So please, Mr. Cochran, let's not pretend that you are somehow holier than thou, because all I've done is shown what you have done and shown the facts. You don't see me going around wishing that people would die. You don't see me going around pretending that I'm somebody that I'm not. You don't see me advocating for pedophiles. You don't see me being charged with strangulation or assault. You don't see me being locked up for stealing people's credit cards and PIN numbers. So please, Mr. Cochran, spare us with the bullshit. You are a criminal and a horrible human being.
In terms of malicious character assassination, I would like to note, however, some interesting political features around this individual.
As numerous articles have given their account of how you represented yourself in court, I do get that you are not exactly the best at making an argument. But what does my political affiliation have to do with the facts that I presented? It is completely and utterly irrelevant. But go on, explain to us how exactly that is somehow relevant.
This person is a Trump-supporting, anti-civil rights.
I'm not anti-civil rights, and if you say that I am, show the proof. And besides that, even if I was and I'm not, I would be opposed to civil rights as opposed to what? You pushing the idea that someone who has been convicted of child sexual abuse not getting prison time?
Anti-Black Lives Matter, person who does not support many of the progressive and anti-Trump initiatives, obviously.
What's your point?
What's your point? What's your point?
What in the hell is your point? Are you suggesting that being progressive is somehow the same as advocating that people who have been convicted of child sexual abuse not getting prison time? I get it now. So according to Tony Cochran, being progressive means you must think just like him because he is the arbiter of what is or what isn't progressive. And he's also saying that if you don't support child sexual abusers who have been convicted of getting no time in prison, then you are not a progressive. Otherwise, what exactly is the point of him mentioning all of this? Because I have talked to a lot of progressives about you, and they're saying that you do not represent them. I may not be a progressive in terms of the political label, but I have talked to people who are, and not one of them wants anything to do with you.
That are happening in the United States.
Well, I sorry, Mr. Boss Man. I's be a good Toby for you. I so sorry that I did not support your causes, massa. I's been a bad Toby. Hey, massa, do you want a nice cold glass of iced tea? No, fuck you, guy. I do not have to support Black Lives Matter. And how exactly am I anti-civil rights? By being a Republican. That does not mean that I am anti-civil rights. It just means that I am anti your bullshit. Are you suggesting that being a Republican or voting for Donald Trump automatically means that someone is against civil rights? Because what I find really interesting is that you won't show all the times that I've actually disagreed with President Trump. You won't talk about my views in their full context. No. What you're trying to do is poison the well in such a way that you are somehow trying to conflate being a Trump supporter as somehow inherently bad. Well, Tony, you're talking about tens of millions of people. And aside from that, why should I support Black Lives Matter? No. You make the argument as to why I should automatically support Black Lives Matter. Because as you may or may not know, they have political beliefs that a lot of black people have an issue with. Maybe not most, but many do. And I know this, Tony, because I live around black people. I've been black my entire fucking life. And you have the nerve and the audacity to tell me who I should or shouldn't support? Once again, I is so sorry, Master. I understand that I need my pass to be out at night, and I am so sorry that I disturbed you, Tony. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean Massa Cochran. But do you see how this person is behaving? He wants to pretend like he cares about black people and civil rights and everything else. If you actually gave a shit about black people, you wouldn't have started fake ass charities that had Africa in the title and Liberia in the title. And I asked for evidence as to where that money went. And I'm not the only person on social media who has questioned you about that. Tony, where did the fucking money go? Show some evidence. Do not try to brush past this question. Answer the question. Where is the money? Or if the money is gone, show a record as to where that money went, because it was thousands of dollars. Because if you cannot show that, Tony, or you neglect to do so, not only will I call you a scam artist and a liar, I will also call you a racist because you use the struggles of people in Africa to make you money. So now is the time to put up or shut up. People have been questioning as to where that money has went to. Show me some evidence that I can verify as to the location of those funds. Oh, but let me guess. Toby can't ask Massa Cochran where the money went.
He also happens to be black and agnostic. So it's an interesting combination.
Which of course is completely irrelevant. I mean, when I did my video on you, I didn't point out the fact that you're white or gay or anything else. It was kind of suggested. I didn't point out your politics. I didn't point out your religious beliefs or lack thereof. So why you felt the need to mention this is beyond me, but whatever. Yes, I am an agnostic. Yes, I voted for Donald Trump, and no, I don't agree with everything that he said or done. I am a Republican, but I am only a Republican on fiscal issues. Beyond that, when it comes to social issues, I am more libertarian in that I don't give a shit about gay marriage. I don't care what your skin color is or your sexuality. I don't give a shit. I honestly don't give a shit. You felt the need to mention all that for what again? Because that will not discredit my points. Maybe to the people who follow you, it will, but not to most people. Now, I've been very transparent about who I am, unlike you who goes posting about your great works as as Eilif Verney Elliott, which I showed in my original video targeting you. So I've been very transparent about who I am. When are you gonna start being transparent about who you are? In fact, if you look throughout my channel, you will see me on camera numerous times, even though your little boy toy says, oh, I'm cowardly because I won't show my face. Now, freaks and geeks, that should show you just how lazy his little sugar daddy is, because that is essentially what Alexander Verney Elliott actually is. This guy is practically a senior citizen who married someone in their 30s. Tony could be 30 or 31, I don't know, and I don't care, but I know that I am somewhat close. So yes, Alexander Verney Elliott is pretty much a sugar daddy who doesn't do any kind of research, because once again, if you look throughout my channel, you will see me showing my face repeatedly. In fact, let me show you just how lazy Alexander and his little hamburglar boyfriend or husband or whatever is when it comes to doing research. Now, Alexander says I'm being cowardly because I won't show my face, when all he had to do was go to my channel and look at the video that came right before my video on Tony Cochran. It's me discussing the Texas church shooting. And when you look at that video, you will see this. Hello, freaks and geeks. And so you may or may not have heard of the massacre at a church in Sutherland Springs, Texas.
And you fail.
Of a person who's found an interest in me mainly because of my advocacy for a more tolerant, open discussion around pedophilia.
5 minutes later.